All right, my man, state your name and let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
Man, this is the Prince, man. YouTube channel, Real Talk with Nick. Check it out, man. It's crazy.
All right, that's what it is, man. Nick fan.
Not a crazy Knicks fan, but I live in New York, so I gotta follow the Knicks, man.
Okay, and who's your favorite player, man?
As of right now, Julius Randle, man. He's out there holding it down for the past couple of years. You see the numbers, man.
Yeah, speaking of numbers, man, his stats is dropping. It went from 23 points per game to that of 16. Not everybody's happy with Julius Randle's performance this season that just passed, man. Want to elaborate on that, man?
Man, well, Julius Randle himself has been going through a lot of emotional shit, man. You see the crowds and all that. He sticking the middle fingers up at the crowds and everything. The money problems with the Knicks. His numbers wasn't always great prior to him entering the Knicks. We happy for him to be on the Knicks. Obviously now we hoping that within this next year he can do even greater things for us. Obviously, we don't want to lose him. Not at a time like this. He making New York live again. We ain't been to the playoffs. We didn't have success until Julius Randle came along and started balling for a little bit, man.
Okay, but what do you say to those who disagree with that, man? Saying that, you know what, Julius Randle last season, who was 4th seed, played good. Mm-hmm. He didn't show up this year. What do you say to those who feels like that, man?
I can't fully disagree with them. Obviously, you know, Julius Randle ain't got a whole lifetime 30 points a game. You know, that's not him. So Knicks fans do have to get, you know, it's going to be up and down for Julius Randle. He's not somebody that's sitting there 30 points, 15 assists, 8 steals a game. You know, you got to take what you can get sometimes. Let players develop, man.
Okay. Now, when you say let players develop, that would make sense for the youth who hasn't been in the league like 6-7 years like Julius Randle.
Right.
Like when we speak of a player like Obi Toppin, who plays the same position that Julius Randle plays, but he's in the backcourt. And some say he needs to start, and we need to package Julius Randle and get him out of here. This the talk, man.
Man,
how you feel about Obi, man? You think Obi's ready to start as a power forward?
I think Obi is ready to start as a power forward. I can't. There's no denying Obi Toppin, man. The man, his development is we all like the growth, man. You can't deny it. But Julius Randle, man, like I said, you can't just take one out and put one in, especially what he did last year. We tried to give Julius a chance. I don't think you should pack Julius Randle up. The Knicks fans and Knicks organization is always a different thing. You know, the organization sometimes make bad moves because they're living in the moment. Hopefully, Julius Randle and the Knicks can solve the whole Obi Toppin and him situation.
So what do you like about Obi?
Obi, man, Obi a good high flyer, man. I see him. He a learner. He quick learner. I've been watching him for the past 2-3 years.
Yeah. So what's the growth you see in Obi's game, man?
I don't see Obi being no crazy superstar, but I see Obi all-star level, making a couple of all-star teams, first team. Hopefully an MVP here or there, but we'll see. We got to see.
Okay, now when we speak of MVP concerning the Knicks, not MVP, excuse me, point guard. Mm-hmm. What you think the Knicks should do?
For a point guard?
Yeah.
Man, Knicks need a point guard, obviously. You got D Rose out there, but D Rose injury prone. You can't really. That's not some. You need better legs. Everybody else is just more like you said in growth.
How you feel about Manu Quickly?
He's actually good. Me personally, I would love to have Quickly coming off my bench. He has a lot of energy. You know, you want somebody. You want right about now. The way that I see the Knicks trying to build. They're trying to build for success. Quickly is a big piece of part of that success. And I think right now, Quickly is one of those guys that can come off the bench rather than the Obi.
Why you say that?
Quickly can right now Quickly has more. And what I mean by that is Quickly has more development skills. I see Quickly really get to his own basket. You know, that is needed. You need that in the second unit. Obi works good with a first unit because Obi he's a mixed player. I'm not saying Obi can't go get his own basket, but he's great at team playing roles. Quickly can go get that own basket. You need somebody in that second unit that's just going, give me the ball, get the hell out the way, man.
Okay. Now, he's a shooting guard.
Yes.
But do you think he showed glimpse as a point guard?
You know, it's all with these 2-way, 3-way players playing different positions. It's hard to say no, man. It's really hard to say no. So I see him as shooting guard. Yes, you see James Harden. You see all the other people that's changing over from shooting guard to point guard position. Why not?
Okay. And when I mentioned R.J. Barrett, man, was you high on R.J. Barrett, man, when he first came in his rookie season?
Man, I'm still high on R.J. Barrett. You know, we all know he got a little problem with just going one way. But you know, like I said, that's more or less developmental skills. He's young. He got to develop that. You know, that's not going, especially in the playoffs. You know, obviously he got exposed previous year in the playoffs because he was going one way. But as time goes on,
Elaborate that. Who you think exposed him?
the defense in general, not one player. You know, coaching. It could just be coaching, telling him like, yo, we know which way he's going. Just stick to him like that. You know, he missed a lot of shots, just not being able to switch up on what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it. You know, so that really slowed him down in the process in the playoffs within that year. He's going to only get better. The kid is a superstar. He's a stud.
You like him?
Yeah, of course. You know, he's a stud. You know, I don't really see.
Do you think he's going to be the face of the team?
I believe he's the face of the team now. No question asked. You know, I believe he is the best player on the team. Not overall skills wise, but everything he brings. You know,
Yeah.
not just on the court, off the court. I see him talking to his teammates. I love it.
Yeah. Now, Cam Reddish.
If you got to smile when you hear that, when you hear
Yeah.
Cam, boy.
Are you disappointed with the minutes that he received? I mean, coming aboard with the New York Knicks under Coach Tibbs. You wish he had a little bit more minutes?
Everybody wants to see more Reddish, man. But Coach Tibbs is a great coach. You know, I would never want to throw any dirt on his name. Hopefully he has something, he's seen something that we didn't see. And that's why that played out in that particular situation. I'm hoping to see that bad boy get on the court more. He's big time, obviously.
What do you like about Cam Reddish's game?
Oh man, Cam Reddish game. I like the fact that he can definitely he can read the court. He can definitely read the court. His IQ I believe his IQ for basketball can even be higher. But as of right now, his development is definitely where it wanted to be. You know, he's not sitting there. You know, you got players that's sitting there 10, 9, and 10. That 10, 9, and 10 is 10 points, 9 rebounds, 10 turnovers. You know, that he's not trying to do that shit. You know, he's really trying to learn and develop at his role and position, which is great.
Okay. Now, is there any players, superstars from other teams that you would like to see come to the Knicks? I know you hear the big talk.
Oh, man.
With Donovan Mitchell, you know, I mean, talk to me, man.
I'm a big Donovan Mitchell fan, and I would love to see him. I would love to see the Knicks get some crazy ass.
But do you think Donovan Mitchell play defense? Tom Thibodeau is a defensive coach. Do you think Donovan Mitchell, who, by the way, New York is split in the middle with, not everybody want Donovan Mitchell because they like, what has he done in Utah? Why bring somebody who haven't had success in Utah over here to the Knicks?
I don't want to get into a whole Donovan Mitchell Knicks situation, you know, but I think Knicks fans and the Knicks should really look into Donovan Mitchell. The only thing he has done since he's been in the league has been an all-star every year and been in the playoffs every year of his career. You guys worry about the numbers. This guy throwing teams on his back. You know, you can't really ask for more. You know, I understand with the defense, he's not the greatest defensive player, but that's why you hide defenses. You can hide your players in defenses. You don't have to just set it up on one-on-one coverages every time. Every time you think it's convenient. There's other ways to get the job done. He's gonna get you to the playoffs immediately. As soon as he steps on the court, he's a big impact. He's gonna be your best player. You can't deny that.
Okay. And when we speak about centers on the Knicks, man, my boy Mitchell Robinson, man, you got Mitch, you got my boy Noel. I mean, who you think should stay and who do you think should go between them two?
That's an easy question. That's an easy question. Noel is staying. You need to keep Noel. I love Noel's game.
Over Mitchell Robinson?
Over Mitchell Robinson. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't get it wrong. You know, that's why you got a choice. That's why there's choices. You feel me?
What you like about Noel's game that you feel Mitchell Robinson doesn't possess when we speak of the center position?
I don't particularly think one has more skill than the other. You know, you might have a game or two where somebody's rebounding or get more blocks than the other. But it's just, it's more or less, you like the salt, you like the pepper. You feel me? Like, they both doing the same shit. But I feel like when Noel's on the court, it's just more the energy. The energy booster, man. I feel like he.
You think his energy is more boost than Mitch?
I feel like during certain runs when he's on the floor, it's higher. Yes, Mitch is out there. He's talking. He's grabbing out of the troops and stuff. But when Noel starts scoring and you see that fire in his eyes, it's them truth. They winning games.
Now, what do you say to those who say that Noel is always hurt?
No, injury prone players obviously is no real good to the league. No league. Some players get out of it, but some players is just too good to even let go. We would have to see Noel. I say give Noel another season or two. See how his injury develops. You got people like Anthony Davis, where we know this man is injury prone out of the sky. They keep him because of that skill, though. You can't deny the skill.
Okay. And what do we do with Mitch? Because Mitch right now, man, he's talking extension.
And that's why.
Do you think he's worth that?
It depends on what type of money he's asking for. I really didn't dabble into his extension and his money. They always say don't check the next man's paper out. But if his numbers is deserving of what he's doing, you don't want to pay a man for something that he might do. You want to know he's going to do it. So if he's sitting there and he's promising you, they're promising you 15 to 10, man. You let him know, like, we're going to sign this on you. Give him 2-3 years. I say give him 2-3 years. I don't say obviously you don't want to max nobody out, especially if you're the Knicks.
Yeah.
Who make some bad organizational moves from an organizational standpoint. So hopefully they can work something out with him.
Now I want to talk about coaching, man, with Tom Thibodeau, man. A lot of people criticize him, and they give him praise at the same time. They say he's a great coach as far as of defense. And then on the flip side, some say that he runs his players to the ground. What's your sentiments on that?
I've seen it in action. Who's going to deny that shit? Everybody's seen it in action. Thibodeau is a great defensive coach. But that's why truth be told, that's why there's other staff. Everybody get overexcited about what's going on. Yes, the problem is he is dogging his players out. So when we get in the playoffs, they're dogged. Like there's no, Derrick Rose we ain't even gonna talk about what Derrick Rose. he held it down for the past year or two. You feel me? But you get deep enough in them playoffs, you start getting burnt out. Game 6s and Game 7s on the Derrick Rose ain't the same from when he was in the shy. So like he has to learn how to structure those minutes. He has to get some better players. You gotta get some players into where you don't have to burn all your plays every game, playing 42 minutes a game. That's where that Donovan Mitchell come in at, where you could drop 40 and sit somebody like Derrick Rose down.
Now I'm gonna ask you this, brother. If Derrick Rose wasn't injured, do you think the Knicks would have made the postseason?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
We was 4th seed with D Rose.
D Rose was that good, but like you said, it comes to what happened. Thibodeau burnt his players out. That wasn't. You had 4th seed. You mean tell me? Don't get it wrong. I love me some Derrick. Derrick Rose was not going to keep them in the 4th seed by himself. You had RJ Barrett balling at the time. Also, you had everybody balling. Derrick Rose one player went down. And that shit went to hell. That shit went to hell because there was no more structure. And like you said, players getting burnt out due to minutes. That was going to happen. The minute burnout was going to happen regardless.
You think that was going to happen regardless?
That was going to happen regardless.
Now you seen the series when the Knicks got bumped by the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
Who gets the blame for that? Because the Knicks was busting the Atlanta Hawks' ass all season.
And I thought that was a winnable series, to tell you the truth. I did not think that the Knicks would lose that series. They lost that series to one man. Truth be told, they asked for about one man, and I thought that was due to developmental. It was you had don't get it wrong, RJ Barrett, and you had Trae Young out there. They both youngins and stuff, but it was still not enough on New York side. Derrick Rose. You had Derrick Rose then. You had the whole team. It was experience.
You said it was experience?
Lack of experience, man.
On who part? Can't say the coach. Coach been in situations where Tom Thibodeau has coached in the postseason, man.
Which is true. Tom, and that's what I mean by experience. Tom Thibodeau, yes, has coached in the postseason. Tom Thibodeau has had players that said, "Give me the ball and get the hell out of my way," though. At the same time, like we said, Tom Thibodeau is a defensive-minded coach. So when that offense starts to stagnate, you need that Donovan Mitchell to say, "Give me the ball, get the fuck out the way." You don't have nobody over there in Knicks right now that's doing that. That's real talk, and that's why they lost.
Okay, so that goes back to my main question. Is Tom Thibodeau the right coach for the youth when we speak of these Knicks players, man? Or do we need another coach, man, who's going to gel with the youth? Because some say he's stuck with the vets. Some say he's running the team like he's still on the Bulls. I mean, I need your input, baby. Talk to me, man.
Well, you know what? That was a great statement that you just made, where he's still running the team like he's in the Bulls. You see Derrick Rose out there, right? He couldn't leave his boy alone. I don't think he should be changed as the main head coach. You one defensive head coach. That's it. The defense win championships. Y'all watching the playoffs this year?
You believe that?
If y'all watching the playoffs this year, it's nothing. Who's left? Nothing but defensive-minded teams left in these playoffs. Except for the Warriors. They shooting everybody out the gym. But you see Boston, you see Miami. You even don't basically, because Luka, them niggas is just another scoring team type shit. But you see the teams that's trying to fight for them. Draymond Green, one of the best defensive players to play the game. You know, so it's still defensive-minded greatness out there. You feel me? So like, you need the defense. Offense sometimes teaches itself in the long run. You feel me? Like, that's gonna come along. RJ Barrett ain't gonna play with one hand his whole career.
Right. You starting to see a little flashes of him going right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to move Thibodeau. You can get an offensive coordinator or somebody to come in.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I feel the Knicks once had that in Mike Woodson.
Yes. Listen, that goes to, you don't even got to ask the question. That goes to straight organizational problems with the Knicks, man. I love what the Knicks do sometimes. You know, as in bringing players in, they always have jaw empty type of people. You know, like they don't never finish the job. It's an organizational problem, and I think until the organization finds out what the hell is wrong with them, they're gonna keep. Woodson was it, man. You right? Woodson, he was great.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about players we once had and we let go.
Oh man.
We had the Carmelo Anthonys.
You had to let him go.
We had Chris Porzingis. We had the Tim Hardaway Jr.'s. We had the J.R. Smith. Is there any players, man, that you think the Knicks made a grave mistake letting go? Not to mention you had Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina.
I like the Kevin Knox. I don't think they should. The timing of letting go Kevin Knox was the wrong time, obviously.
Can I interrupt with that? Now, when we speak of Kevin Knox, man, some say he was just lazy on defense. And then there was those who said, you know what, give the kid a break. Since his tenure on the Knicks, he was coached under three different. You had the David Fizdale, you had Jeff Hornacek, and another coach. I believe it was Mike Antonio.
And that happens to a lot of players. In all, you know, I'm speaking. This goes for all types of sports. You know, he's sitting on the Baker Mayfield problem. If I could mix it up, you know, somebody like Baker had three different coaches. You know what they told Baker? Get the hell up out of here. You ain't it. You know, three different years, and he was going through the same thing. I think players that are being treated like that. I think it's wrong. Obviously, you know, a player can't fully develop when you have one year you have an offensive coach, the next year you have a defensive coach, and then the next year you got whoever the hell it is just to replace the other two that we didn't want. You know,
right?
And then after that, it's like, well, the players are not developing, so let's start moving players. And that's not how it works, man.
Okay.
You know, they're really they're actually messing up the players like that.
Okay, was you high on Chris Porzingis?
I was high on Chris Porzingis, man. Porzingis, I don't think Porzingis is injury prone as much as everybody thinks he is. You know, yes, the man be sitting during the regular season with his injuries, but the man's almost there every year in the playoffs playing. Well,
he went to Dallas, and look, you see how fast they shipped him out.
Yeah,
he's in Washington now.
And you know, they said they shipped him out because him and Luka didn't work out personally. I bet they wish they had fucking Porzingis in this series right now, where they just got their ass gentlemen swept. You know.
Okay.
Porzingis got length to him. You know, they got rid of that for more spacing shooting. That's not gonna win you no games, bro.
Okay.
As you can see, they just got gentlemen swept. They just got their ass whipped last night.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., man.
Oh man, that was the dumbest trade that the Knicks could have made. That was it, man. They don't know I just said like 5 times.
So what you liked about Tim Hardaway Jr.'s game, man?
He's a star. That's it. There's nothing else to say about that shit, man. The man, his overall game, he actually reminded me of J.R. Smith when J.R. was cooking in Denver. You know, It was nothing more to say about JR. He's it, man. He's it, man. They let go. It was a bad organizational move by whoever the hell's sitting up there.
Okay. And Quentin Grimes, man.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about Quentin. I've seen him play here and there. I like him though. He's a player that I would like to see develop more. If they trade him, they don't trade him.
Yeah.
It's not really a. I feel like he's not. He ain't making no crazy noise.
No, you feel that way about Evan Fournier as well?
No. Evan, come on, Evan.
Because Evan Fournier, some say that, put him in the second unit because he don't play defense.
Yes, and you know what? That's why there is a second unit. That's why there is that. You don't want to be like, oh, the man is trash. Get him out of here. You run better sometimes when you have different people around you. He don't play as good when he's with that first unit. So let me see the second unit. But I like Evan. He's good. He's good, man.
Okay. Now, you high on Julius Randle. You expressed that earlier. And you also said something about Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
So I'm asking you this, brother. If powers that may be says that we can get Donovan Mitchell and we got to get rid of Randle, what's your input on it?
Man, I'm taking Donovan, bro. Don't get it wrong. Julius Randle has had a good Knick tenure. And I say that respectfully as a Knick tenure. He's been a great Knick. But Julius Randle ain't been that dude to where you be like, yo, let's not pack him up.
I gotta corner you up, brother. Like a rat, man. For real.
Ahead.
I gotta corner you up. Because you saying that Julius Randle, and don't get me wrong, man, I'm not an NBA player. Mm-hmm. I can't play ball. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's all good.
But
right there.
But for the record, man, what do you say to those who say that Julius Randle act like a point guard when he's a power forward, man?
I think,
and he turned over the rock, man.
You know what?
Because some might say, what game were you watching? Because I haven't heard you really critique Randle, but you're entitled to your own opinion when we speak of this game.
No, you know what? It's not losing games in your overall game skill is two different things. Losing games is a team sport thing. You feel me? Like you're not losing the game by yourself unless you're sitting there taking 40, 50 shots. I'm strictly talking about Julius Randle game. And then, yes, he's playing multiple positions right now. He's in multiple positions right now, yes. And personally, I don't like Julius Randle at the point guard position either. That's not Julius.
He don't play the point guard, but some say he act as if he's a point guard.
But I guess because I've never seen him in person, but when I watch him on TV, he has. How can I compare him to somebody? You see that Marcus Smart kid out there in
Boston?
In Boston,
right?
Marcus ain't no true point, but Marcus running that point, and I think that's where they trying to kind of lean towards, trying to get Julius Randle to run that point, so they don't have to waste that money on a traditional point guard. They just go try to take one of their players. He know the calls, he know the plays, and try to just snuff him in there.
All right, my man. Listen, man, I want to thank you for coming on Real Talk with Nick. Talking nothing but Knick basketball, man. We in the heart of Harlem, man. And it is what it is, bro.
Harlem world, stand up, man. We out here.
Peace.